All right, I've got another project. What I need to do is build one of these. This has 2 shelves, and I need to build one with 3 shelves. So it's going to need to go back, one more section. So it'll be a third as deep, same height, because the second shelf will be right here. And I need it to be twice as wide. So twice as wide. And this is for my buddy's restaurant, so that's going to be this video, so let's get to it. Alright, first thing I need to do is figure out how deep I need to go. And it looks like from end to end I'm 3.5, but I don't think it's the same in this direction. It's 3 3/4. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to split the difference and make each section 3 5/8. So 3 5/8 times 3 is 10 7/8. So I need to get me a board cut that's 10 7/8. I've already ripped this scrap to 10 7/8. So now I got to figure out what my sides are going to look like. All right, so I've got to mark off 3 sections that are 3 5/8. I've got those measured and marked here. So let me draw my line. So I've got a good reference. Okay, so those are my 3 sections. So now I've got to figure out what my shelf height is going to be. All right, so my first shelf is going to be right here, second shelf right here, third shelf right here. So I'm going to cut this out, and that is going to be my just a shelf to hold the shelf, if that makes sense. I'm going to need 2 of these, and this will go up against a side. So let me go ahead and cut this out, and it'll probably make more sense once I start putting it together. Wow, that broke right where I need to cut. I'll make sure that's square. All right, these edges aren't exactly identical, so I'm going to use a flush trim router bit to get those equal. All right, those look pretty good. All right, so the distance between the two sides is 9.5. So I want the space between the two sides of the new shelf to be 19. So 9.5 times 2 is 19. All right, so I've got the all the pieces for the box built, so you can kind of see how this is going to work. I'll have a shelf there, and it'll be the full depth. I'm just using this for an example. And then there'll be another one right there, and then another one right there. All right, so this is the right size to fit all of the drink flavors that he's going to be stacking there. So at this point, I just need to start gluing up. All right, I've got this all clamped up. I know that I've got one of these square, I don't know what those are called. We'll call it a clamp. To keep that one square. This one down here is nice and square. So hopefully that'll dry up nice. I've got this spacer here just to keep this part from bowing in. So hopefully everything will dry nice and square. Then I'll be able to put my sides in, and at that point I'm pretty much done. All right, I've got these sides clamped up, so it's glued and clamped on both sides, and these pieces here are, I'm just using those to apply pressure, just to help hold these steps on. I will be installing these, just not in this location, but let that glue set up, and then I'll be able to move on from there. got my 4 slats that I'm going to use here as my walls. This is the one that I just cut. So I've got room to slip these in here. And they've got a nice back, you know, all the way along there. I've got all my walls on, my interior walls, the back walls, and they're clamped and drying. As soon as those dry, I'll be able to sand it down again around the edges and get it stained. Alright, I've got 2 coats of burnt hickory on the shelves, and on the frame I've got 1 coat. I was thinking about putting 2 coats on the frame, but I think I'm going to leave it with just 1 coat. I kind of like the way that looks. Kind of looks worn. So I'm going to wait for this to dry, and then I'm going to give it several coats of lacquer, and then I think this guy is going to be ready.